According to a report by Bloomberg, the risk of the U.S. economy going into a recession in the next 12 months has reached 38%.
According to Bloomberg Economics, the rise in recession risk is largely attributed to two factors, namely a significant deterioration in consumer sentiment and a moderation in the corporate profit outlook. In June, the U.S. Consumer Confidence Index dropped to a 16-month low of 98.7. Estimates of a near-term 38% chance of recession also comes amid a surge of interest rates. In June, the U.S. Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, raised its benchmark interest rate by 75 basis points, the sharpest rate hike since 1994. Meanwhile, a Federal Reserve economic growth tracker is indicating that the U.S. could already be in a recession. Currently, the Atlanta Fed GDP Now tracker is estimating that the U.S. economy is already contracting by 2.1% in the second quarter. Previously, in the first quarter, the U.S. economy contracted by 1.6%. Two consecutive quarters of GDP contraction is technically a recession. Meanwhile, the Bank of England warned in a report published on Tuesday that the global inflationary pressures have intensified sharply under the gloom of the lingering Ukraine crisis, and the economic outlook for both the United Kingdom and the world has deteriorated materially.
Higher inflation in both the UK and globally, particularly for commodities and tradable goods, was projected to reduce household real income substantially, lowering demand, the BOE's semi-annual financial stability report cautioned. The report came after the UK's consumer prices index rose by 9.1% in May, and the BOE said it expected inflation to rise slightly above 11% in October, alongside a widely anticipated increase in the energy price cap. Inflation hit the highest in nearly 24 years in June, owing to surging energy prices and higher eating out costs. According to Statistics Korea, the consumer price index stood at 108.2 in June, up 6% from the same month of last year. It was the highest growth in almost 24 years since November 1998. The consumer price inflation gained speed this year, respectively. The runaway inflation was driven by soaring global commodity prices amid the lingering supply chain disruptions and geopolitical risks in Europe. Meanwhile, in Sri Lanka, Prime Minister Wickremesinghe on Tuesday said the country is bankrupt and the unprecedented economic crisis will drag on through the end of next year.